Welcome to Growth Happens in the Dirt. I'm Katie Jolly, a Dr. Amen elite brain health trainer and naturopath, and this is my story of brain injury and a pathway to heal, which will hopefully help you and your loved ones. I wrote the book for survivors and their families, and then realized I couldn't actually read or tolerate screens for several months after my concussion. So if this is where you are, this is for you. Each week, I will read a few pages of the book, now available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle, which, along with my story, contains clinically proven tools and methods to heal. Growth Happens in the Dirt, Chapter 4, Part 2. Setting My Hair on Fire and Other Dumb Stuff. After the suicide attempt, my husband took a week off work to look after me at home. The days were a blur as the drugs worked their way out of my system. I had been pushed up the emergency list for the concussion team, however, and this was due to have an assessment this week, along with a Zoom meeting with another concussion specialist to assess how severe the head knock was. I was slowly becoming like a person with dementia. Small daily tasks that were once easy became major events that my brain could not cope with. I didn't remember simple conversations. Talking with my husband about the business was filled with, I don't remember that. And I would act with complete surprise when he mentioned anything from the past. I'd walk from one room to another and completely forget why I was there. I burnt dinners, left hot taps running, and overflowed baths. The height of this came 4 days after my hospital discharge, when my husband and I decided we needed to spring clean the garage. Amongst the stored junk was a pack of tarot cards from my youth. Inside my mind, I felt as though I was cleansing myself of the evil spirits that had caused me to fall and bang my brain. So I decided to put the cards into the fireplace inside that was still smouldering from the previous night. The thick paper didn't even smoke, so I went to the shed and got turpentine and generously doused the pack. Nothing happened. Odd, I thought, but determined to banish the metaphysical object, I got a business card, lit it, then threw it into the fireplace. Suddenly, a ball of light exploded out of the opening onto my face and hair. Turning to the mirror behind me, I saw a white fury of flames all over my head. Screaming, I ran outside, patting the fire with my hands. My head was smoking and my face hot as my husband ran from the garage. He wrapped me in his arms. "Oh gosh, babes, what did you do?" I was shaking violently as he brushed his fingers gently through my hair, clumps coming away in his hands. I felt small and frail inside his grip, and so scared, so very scared. Something in my brain was wrong, and I was out of control with no understanding what was happening to me. I whimpered. It just seemed like a good idea. As I pulled the matted, singed hair from my head and threw it onto the lawn, I started to sob. My husband pulled me close. "Babes, it's okay. We'll get it sorted. We'll get it sorted." I smelt like cooked pork, and when I looked in the same mirror where I'd witnessed my flaming hair, my eyelashes were down to little nubs and the eyebrows were gone. My skin had this impressive glow to it, though, the only half-cut moment of the day. Like a mutilated doll given a haircut by a toddler, I laughed. I look like I've had a beauty treatment. Tools. Stay in the room and stay safe. During your concussion, the brain is healing. Your capacity for taking in information is limited, and too much stimulation will scramble the circuits. The best advice I had from one of my therapists was to stay in the room until the job is done. Before the head injury, I used to be able to multitask and flip from one activity to the next and return without worry. But during the rehabilitation, I found my homing pigeon was more like an ADHD squirrel. If I left a task, it was almost as though my brain had deleted the memory of where I was. The brain's efficiency moves to 50% when you start multitasking. Let your catchphrase be one thing at a time. If you're making dinner, stay in the kitchen until it is done. Wherever you are, stay there until the task is completed. If you are cooking or running a shower and walk away, you may risk an accident. I found using post-it notes very helpful for listing activities for the day and would leave these somewhere I could see them to remind me of what needed to be done. Do not do anything alone that could risk your safety, like lighting fires, operating heavy equipment, climbing ladders, or do-it-yourself projects in the first months following your concussion. If your prefrontal cortex, the rational brain controller, is damaged, you are more likely to engage in dangerous behavior that could hurt you further. Ensure you have a support person with you, or better yet, don't do it at all. Thank you for listening to Growth Happens in the Dirt, my book that is now available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback. I really hope that this helps you and your family in some way. Keep shining.